Welcome to Women's Rugby Rundown 230 for January 12th through 25th. Before we jump into the news, we want to acknowledge the ongoing tragedy in Minneapolis. The recent fatal shootings of U.S. citizens by federal agents are unacceptable, and we stand with the community in calling for an end to this state-sanctioned violence against its own people. In rugby news, South Africa made history by clinching the inaugural HSBC Sevens 3 title in Dubai, meaning they qualify for the upcoming Sevens 2 series alongside runners-up Argentina, while Fijiana successfully defended their crown at the McDonald's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens. In the 15s game, Gwalia Lightning surged to the top of the Celtic Challenge, and we honor the legendary career of referee Sara Cox following her retirement announcement. On the domestic front, the stage is set for an all-Kanto final in the All-Japan Championship, while Uganda has locked in its 2026 Premiership dates, and Italy's Series A elite sees a new leader at the summit. Let's dig into Sevens news. South Africa secured the inaugural HSBC Sevens 3 title in Dubai after an unbeaten campaign. The Springbok women defeated Argentina 12-5 in the final, with a late try confirming their promotion to the Sevens 2 series. Argentina also qualified for Sevens 2 as runner-up. They joined Brazil, China, Kenya, and Spain at the first Sevens 2 series stop in Nairobi on February 14th through 15th. Fijiana successfully defended their crown at the McDonald's Fiji Coral Coast Sevens with a 22-5 win over China 1. Beyond the results, organizers sparked a global conversation by announcing that they will return to a 24-team format. Many are saying this move serves as a direct pushback against World Rugby's new elite 8-team structure in an effort to preserve the festival-style essence of the game. Looking ahead to the Singapore Sevens on January 30th, Australia enters as the team to beat after their Cape Town triumph. This is the third round of the series where we're seeing the new condensed 8-team format. Australia headlines Pool A alongside USA, Fiji, and a rising Japan squad. In Pool B, New Zealand looks to claim the top spot, but first must navigate a physical group including France, Canada, and Great Britain. For teams like Fiji and Great Britain currently sitting at the bottom of the standings, this tournament is a critical opportunity to avoid a relegation crisis. Finally, our global ball size survey shows that 86% of nearly 500 respondents want the ball size to remain as it is. Additionally, 66% believe that the ball should stay universal across all genders and ages. These results stand in stark contrast to the current size 4.5 ball trials by World Rugby, and we continue to call for more player input on these fundamental changes. Now let's hop over to international 15s news. Round 5 of the Celtic Challenge brought a new leader to the table as the competition reached its high-octane midway point. While the Wolfhounds extended their perfect unbeaten run with a 52-26 win over Glasgow, it was Gwalia Lightning who surged into the top spot following their dominant 43-7 victory against Edinburgh. The Wolfhounds reclaimed their number 1 position on Sunday to finish the weekend on top, while the Clovers solidified their third-place standing by defeating Brian Thunder 29-12. These results set the stage for a dramatic second half of the season and a massive top-of-the-table clash next week as the two leading sides go head-to-head. Legendary referee Sara Cox has officially announced her retirement from the international stage. As the world's first professional female referee, Cox leaves with a record of 51 tests under her belt. While she is finished with international duty, she will continue to mentor and referee in domestic leagues, leaving a pioneer legacy for officials worldwide. The governance of the game in Wales remains in turmoil after WRU leadership faced a challenging session with the Welsh Affairs Committee. A deep rift remains between the union and the community, leading the Welsh Rugby Players Association to issue a formal ultimatum. Players have set a February 6 deadline for clarity on the professional game's future, threatening potential strike action. In Southeast Asia, the Surf Women's 15s Championship has been announced for early February in Malaysia. Host Malaysia will compete against Singapore and the Philippines in a round-robin format. This landmark event is a significant step forward for talent development and the growth of the 15s game across the region. The Springbok women will host the USA Eagles for a historic 2-test series this July. This marks the first time the two sides will meet on South African soil, with matches played as doubleheaders alongside the Men's Nations Championship. Ranked 10th and 8th respectively, both sides are looking to build high-performance momentum for the new World Cup cycle. Tickets are flying for the 2026 Guinness Women's Six Nations, with over 50,000 sold for England's opener against Ireland at Allianz Stadium. This tournament will feature a new Under-21 series this April to bridge the gap to the elite level. However, critics are already questioning why nations like Spain and the Netherlands remain excluded from this expanded European pathway. And in fact, we're seeing that European rugby is seeing a wider awakening as Austria celebrated a successful debut in the Europe Conference Division with a win over Czechia. Georgia also showed dominance with a 43-0 victory over Romania. Furthermore, Denmark's return to international 15s after a 20-year hiatus signals a major shift as more unions prioritize full 15s programs. In the Pacific, fans are still waiting for an official Pacific 4 schedule, despite various unions confirming some of their matches. Pundits like Alice Sopper argue that the tournament needs a centralized body like SANZAR to manage logistics. A collective entity would provide the professional scheduling and promotion necessary to turn the series into a true global asset. Now let's get into domestic and club news. The 12th All-Japan Women's Championship final is set for February 1st, featuring an all-Kanto rematch between Yokohama TKM and the Yokogawa Artemis Stars. Yokohama reached the final after a 64-19 semifinal win, while the Artemis Stars pulled off a massive upset against the previously undefeated Mia Pearls. Yokohama won their last meeting, but the Stars carry huge momentum into the title match. In the USA, action is heating up across the Gulf Coast and Pacific regions. The Sharks currently lead the Red River Premiership standings, and Florida has officially kicked off its league play. Over in the West, SoCal and Southwest divisions have also started their competitive campaigns for the new year. In Ireland's Nigeria AIL, Railway Union surged into third place after a massive 73-0 shutout of Cook. Blackrock also secured a bonus point win against Ennis, while Galwegians pulled off a gritty comeback victory over Old Belvedere. These results have caused a significant shape-up in the middle of the table as the playoff race intensifies. France's AXA Elite 1 saw powerhouses Stade Toulousain and ASAM Romagna both secure dominant wins to remain level at the top of the table. Toulouse defeated Montpellier 45-7, while Romagna beat Bobigny 36-5 on the road. The two leaders are now set for a massive head-to-head clash on February 1st to decide who will be on top of the table. Italy's Series A Elite saw Valsugana leapfrog Villorba to reclaim first place after a massive 83-14 win over Capitolina. While Storms forced the postponement of the Villorba versus Benetton clash, Colorno moved into a tie for second place with a bonus point win. The league continues to see high-scoring action as teams jockey for postseason position. The 2026 Women's Premiership fixtures in Uganda have been released, confirming a 19-week home and away format. There will be no relegation this year, so the league features the same lineup as the previous season. Defending champions Black Pearls remain the favorites to lead the table when the campaign kicks off. Finally, South Africa's top domestic competition is rebanding as they pick and pay Women's Super League 1. The introduction of a major Title I title sponsor signals a significant commercial boost for the women's game in the region. The revamped league is slated to kick off in mid-2026 with enhanced professional support. That does it for us. As always, there's more news on our site at yscrugby.com. Never miss one of our episodes. Women's Rugby Rundown is available anywhere you get your podcasts from.